closing on 5,000 subscribers, over 4,800, which is pretty awesome. So let's get to 5K. I saw it here, and now I don't see it anymore.
Maybe are you either? I'll read what he said. He said after that speech Justin Tuck gave, they're going to make the playoffs.
That's where it was. That's the one I was looking for.
Okay.
It was the Justin Tuck one. There it is. Charles Barkley said after the speech Justin Tuck gave, they're going to make the playoffs. And we just saw the odds. They're not very good.
Vegas wasn't swayed by the speech, Barkley.
No, they weren't swayed by the speech. Listen, players have given great speeches before. At the end of the day, Justin Tuck isn't walking through the door. He's not suiting up on Sundays. The Giants have got to get their shit together. What do they have to do? If we were going to make the playoffs, we'd probably got to win at least 9 games, I would think. I mean, at the very, very, very least, say the NFC has a down year. They win 8, to get the postseason. 8-9 is very possible with 7 teams going to the postseason. 2022, everything seemed to go right. Chris, do we have to have a year like 2022 where everything goes our way? What does this team have to do?
Yes, I maybe everything going our way, maybe not quite that, but in 2022, the team stayed pretty much healthy in terms of the key pieces on that team. Daniel Jones stayed healthy for the only time in his entire career. Barkley stayed healthy. He had his best year as a pro, as a Giant, at least outside of his rookie year where he was insane. Andrew Thomas stayed healthy all year. Dexter Lawrence, like all the key players stayed healthy. So if you want to consider that luck, especially as a Giants fan, you probably should, because the team's always hurt. So if the team stays, all the key players stay healthy for the most part, we got a shot. But ultimately, if this team's going to make the playoffs, it's going to be on the defensive side of the ball. It's our defense is going to have to carry us, and the offense is going to have to be kind of like what we talked about earlier. The 2022 offense, they don't lose you football games. They keep you in games. They make key conversions. You have a guy like Neighbors who could have some explosive plays, but I think if they're going to make the playoffs, the side of the ball that's going to do the heavy lifting is going to be on that defensive side with that pass rush.
Speaking of which, just real quick to go back to the pizza thing, if the Giants make the postseason, I think that show we each need to have some pizza. I don't know what Anthony's going to do. He lives in Florida. I don't know what he's going to do. But I think we have to celebrate with a piece of pizza. I think it has to happen if they make the postseason. When we do our postseason show, we got to have some pizza. Adriana, what does this team have to do to get to the postseason?
I agree that everything has to go right. And I think that's because of the schedule. I think if they had an easier schedule, they could afford to, suffer from some injuries or have, penalties, mistakes here and there. And I think they would be able to get over that. But I just think with this schedule, everyone has to stay healthy. The offense has to average at least 21 points a game, and the defense has to get turnovers and sacks. And if all of those things happen, and Kafka's calling good plays, which he was doing today, which he was also doing during rookie minicamp. If he continues to call the plays, Dable doesn't make boneheaded decisions, like messing up with the kicker and things like that, then we should win 10 games. If all of those things happen, then I'm playing the lottery. That's
you mentioned the kicker. You mentioned the kicker. He's got to stay healthy. He was a huge part of why that team made the playoffs in 2022. We got Pro Bowl Graham Gano, who stayed healthy. He was automatic from 55 yards and in. Hasn't been that way the last 2 years. And when you have a team that is you have everything that needs to break right for you to beat good teams, your kicker can't be missing kicks. So that's a big part of it too.
Anthony, what do we got to do if the Giants are going to make the postseason against all odds at 7-1? What do we got to do?
Score points, have a good offense. Even in that 2022 season, that offense was still average at best, had its flaws, was held back by many different factors. This year, if they can have an above average offense, I expect their defense with the amount of talent that they have to be top 10. I mean, if they're not top 10, it's got to be the fault of Shane Bowen. So if you have a top 10 defense, theoretically, an average offense paired with a top 10 defense should get you into the playoffs. And I would prefer that it be an above average offense. So if they have that plus a top 10 defense, that's the recipe. So I think the defense is going to do its job. It's going to, handle itself, but the offense needs to handle business for once under Brian Dable. And I don't think Dable's had a whole lot to work with, but at the same time, he was supposed to be this offensive guru, genius, mastermind, whatever word, term, label you want to give him. And so far, the offense has sucked throughout the first 3 seasons of his tenure here. So now year 4, let's put it all together. Let's get a good offense on the field, and that'll be the key to making it to the playoffs.
I think health is monumental. I think that you, like Chris said, in 2022, our key players played all the games outside of the last week when it didn't matter. Andrew Thomas healthy all year. Daniel Jones was healthy all year. Saquon Barkley was healthy all year. The major components of the New York Giants stayed healthy. If Russell Wilson stays healthy all year, Malik Neighbors stays healthy all year, our defense is healthy all year. Maybe they miss a game here and there, but like no major things where they're missing half a season. I think that this team is talented enough. You know, if you just hang around in these games, I always feel like getting off to a good start is so important, like we did in 2022. Brian Daboll set the tone right away. Went for 2 against Tennessee. Chris called that. We were calling the game. It was like 8 minutes ago. Chris goes, he's like, what if they get down here and they have a chance to win with a 2-point conversion? You think he goes for 2, and with about 2 minutes to go, we saw that. Now, granted, Tennessee went down and they missed the kick, but we ended up winning. And you saw the Giants were able to come back a lot that year because they'd been there before, and I feel like you got comments. Okay, we've been here. We can do this. I feel like it's very important. If the Giants are going to make the postseason, they got to get off to a good start and get some confidence saying, we've been here. We can do this. We can win. We know how to win. Where it was if they lose, it kind of started getting a mindset, okay, how are we going to blow it? Here we go again. How are we going to lose this week? I feel like health and getting off to a fast start is something that the Giants really need to do this season. And real quick, I'll just answer this one, Tiggy. Bad Doug, would you eat pineapple pizza every Sunday if it guaranteed the Giants a winning record? Well, I don't eat pizza on Sunday. It's not my cheat day. However, I would sacrifice.
You're damn right.
I would eat pineapple pizza if it meant the Giants would make the postseason. I absolutely would. I just would not order it, but I would eat it.
You would order it if it guaranteed the Giants to play.
Someone had to order that.
Start to love it because you would associate pineapple on pizza with the Giants winning, and then that's it every Sunday forever.
Can I eat the pineapple on the side of the pizza? Does it have to be on the pizza? Can I have a pizza by itself and then have like a pineapple bowl or whatever? And can I do it that way? I don't know. Anthony, you mentioned, but the question is yes. I listen, the year they won the Super Bowl, I've said this before, in 2011, I had a big screen TV upstairs every Sunday. I had cinnamon rolls for breakfast. Every Sunday they played. I came down here and I watched a shitty, big-ass 42-inch tube JVC TV that I had down here because I would not waver from anything I did because, that really mattered to them, what I was eating and where I was watching the game. But in my stupid head, it did. So I did that. So, yeah, if they started winning games, because I'm not going to try it, but I have to find something else. But, yeah, I would love to. I love the Giants to win again.